I went outside to try and find some inspiration for a new mixed media art piece. At the time, I didn't really know exactly what I wanted this piece to be, but I wanted it to be something fun to work on. This one really had me thinking, maybe I should do a fantasy art piece, maybe I should do something I haven't done yet. Even though I love drawing butts, I still needed to find some inspiration for this project. So I decided to take a walk and look through the woods around me. Even though I'm hard of hearing, my ears managed to pick up something. And suddenly I realized I was not alone. The local deer started swearing at me. And they weren't being too supportive, so I decided not to use them as inspiration. So I just went back to wandering around. And then I stumbled upon some magic. Moss. A perfect specimen that could be easily added to my new project. And I found quite the healthy amount of it, which was absolutely perfect for reference photos. It was also perfect for a procrastinator like myself to take a nap on. After I woke up, I found this moth that told me to draw him like one of my French girls. This chunk of dirt was another key piece to my plan as well. This rotting wood looked pretty cool too. These ferns that I was finding everywhere were absolutely gorgeous. So I observed all of these items as closely as possible to figure out how I can make this piece as magical as possible. But just when I thought this day couldn't get any better, I caught sight of something in the distance. A gorgeous cluster of mushrooms on a stick. And finally, I had all the inspiration I needed to get started. So I got out my thick mixed media paper book by the Bee Paper Company and started plotting my design. Right here, I was picturing a chunk of dirt as if it's floating in midair. I decided that it would make the perfect foundation for this piece. Then I wanted a piece of rotting wood coming from out of the dirt. Then of course I had to add some mushrooms fruiting from the wood. Down here in the dirt is plenty of room for maybe some creatures crawling around. Those gorgeous ferns that I found would be absolutely perfect to fill in the negative space back here. And I think for this piece's focal point, it'd be great to put a fairy sitting right on top of these mushrooms. And now that the rough sketch is done, I could rearrange everything to my liking. I decided to move the fairy down so that it'll be the main focus in this piece. I then decided exactly where I wanted to put the ferns and rearranged the mushrooms a little bit. Once I had everything in place, I lightly erased my rough sketch and started drawing the real details. Using my own photo references really helped bring this project to life. For these mushrooms, I decided to use an old photo from one of my mushrooming hikes. I really took my time on this fairy because, again, I wanted it to be the focal point in this piece. And of course I didn't forget our little moth friend's request. These mushrooms were also inspired by some mushrooms that I found while hiking a while back. Those ferns that I found ended up being a wonderful addition to this project. And just like that, I have it all finalized and ready to be colored. And I am super excited to show you guys the process on coloring this thing. But unfortunately, that's going to have to wait until part 2. Thank you so much for joining me so far, and until next time, keep me in mind.